Welcome to Paris for those who have traveled, and thank you very much for making it from all over the world, from California, from Kazakhstan, from Germany, from Ukraine. I'm very proud to open this event today. It's our 5th event, which Jim and I have started 2019. Okay, we had period of virtual meetings, but we started really small. It was about 20 people, yeah? Yeah, today we are much more impressive audience, and thank you very much for making it here. The way we designed it is to be able to share the return on experience, the projects, the ideas, and it will be a lot of presentation. It will be well-timed presentations, right? But it will be also conversation. So don't hesitate to raise your hand to ask. We have mics on the in the back, so you can ask your question, to have an exchange, because the idea of this event is to facilitate the flow of the return on experience, of the best practices, of the ideas, how we can use data. Today it's all about data in the business and business effectiveness. The agenda today is, and we're a little bit late, but we will catch up, you know. We have 2 big streams. The first one will be owned by Mike over there. It will be about business-to-business use data in business-to-business cases. Then after coffee break, we will have the B2C stream with the excellent presentations and our partners, co-organizers, telling their stories. And again, you see the mix of the return on experience coming from different businesses, from large companies and small companies. You know that sometimes the smaller company, the startup, is much more innovative and inventive in their use cases. So I'm so thrilled to welcoming, and I haven't mentioned Israel, the destination. I know that it's not so easy to travel from Israel. Thank you very much for coming. Of Frisbee, of Tempo Beverages. We will have also a panel of several companies. You know, we will see with organizers how we'll get organized here with a couple of chairs about use of data. In the afternoon, we will have 2 possibilities. There will be a group here about use of CT software in the use cases with our existing clients. Anyone welcome to join, listen, participate in the ideation sessions. We will prepare some whiteboards as well about the ideas, about the opinions. And in parallel, all of you are welcome to network, because we have excellent people here, including Comeo, CDO of Olympic Games. Bravo for the job you've done. For those who haven't participated, it was an amazing event, and I'm very proud to welcome Guillaume here. So you can network and as well as discuss with our partners about the solution that they propose. And then, for those who are patient enough, we will have the special champagne tasting with the brand ambassador of Perrier Jouet, which is part of Pernod Ricard family. Okay. Key people in the audience: Mike and Dmitro. At the end, they will be owning the streams. Anna and Ken in the afternoon is the session about our software, about our use cases with data. Jim and I'm head of customer times for 10 years here in Europe. Jim, our chief customer officer, and he will tell more about himself in a minute. We have our wonderful partners. Global practice, I see Pavel, I haven't seen Jean-Paul, you can wave the hand. They will be presenting. We have Eric, Mark, and team of DQE. Please network, please speak to them about their data quality suite. And of course, we have Mokhtar and Zijing about, it's our partner in the intelligence about using the third-party data for having the right insights out of the data that you acquire, Nielsen data and IQVIA data, etc. Okay. We have also our technological partners here, and I would like to mention Salesforce, Microsoft, Snowflake, who are here as well. Our wonderful technology partner, EasyPicky, who provides the absolutely magic solution for store check with artificial intelligence. We'll prepare some demos in the afternoon. Please speak to them. and see their demos. We have SnapLogic, I haven't seen yet. Yeah, here you go. So we have SnapLogic, integration partner. Please welcome to interact with all of them about the challenges that you may have in the data. I pass the word to Jim.
Sure, thank you, Alex. You hear me all right? Okay, fantastic. So we're not going to, I needed a lesson ahead of time on this one.
Do you want to do this?
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. Okay, thanks. So many of you have been doing business with us. You know who we are. Some of you have not, so welcome there. And this isn't meant to be a commercial about us other than to say we've been in the space we're all here to talk about, which is we've been in commercial applications. We're leaning very heavily into data, into integration, into making this real. And as Alex said, and the key industries that I think are pretty well represented in this group from the folks that you're here. We're a global company. We're in U.S., Europe, and we serve customers in, I think, up to 65 countries now. So, and we build products, as Alex talked about, and we'll talk about this afternoon. We build products for ourselves, we build products for others, and then more importantly, we help our customers unleash the value of their investments. Next slide. So if you haven't seen this, I thought this was interesting. This is one of the many Magic Quadrants of serving customers, global customers like many of you here. And you see we made it in the upper right-hand quadrant. And I did some math on the size of the other companies that we're out there with, and the smallest one is 200 times bigger than us. So not twice, not 20, but 200. So we punch above our weight, as you say, but I think where that matters here to those of you in this room is we can have the conversations that right now we're on the cusp of how does data, how do we use our data? How do we get these systems working for us so we're not working for them, and do it in a way that we can bring the right team together to help? Again, not to be too commercial here, but that's really where we're at today, is that it's about orchestrating the investments we've made, unleashing the value, the inherent value, and bringing the pieces together. Next slide. So I saw this, at a conference actually, and I thought, yeah, that's really what this is all about, which is now data, and I've been in the CRM business for nearly 40 years, so I'm an old timer. And so we're finally at that space, I think, where we can be thinking about the systems working for us. And a lot of it, and I've had a few conversations already this morning, about unleashing the data and aspiring to be a data-driven company. And to be a data-driven company, I don't know that any of us are there, and we're going to do a survey in a second, where you feel you are on this continuum, if you will, right, about being aware, proficient, savvy, and some of the other partners that we have here, like DQE, like Manga Bay, fit squarely in this. That I said 10 years ago we were talking about integration, like point-to-point integration, bringing some ERP data into CRM applications. Now we're talking about orchestration. And in order to orchestrate your data, there's a lot that goes into it, and this is going to be a long, mission and journey for many of us. So. In any case, just think about that, because I think that we go straight to the survey from here.
Unless you would like to explain where,
So, yeah, I mean, the tools, what does it take to be, data-driven? We got data in all these different places. Many of you have data in different countries that have different formats. And so what really is a 360-degree view of the customer? And as I've seen the CRM business evolve, right? It used to be, people talked about CRM as sales, service, and marketing, let's say. So I call that the customer-facing interactions. And then I worked for SAP for a while, and I said, well, the 360-degree view is your customer-facing with your non-customer-facing, whether they paid their bills, whether they buy, what kind of products. They're the early adopters, late adopters. Now, the world's open. So now a 360-degree view is what inside your four walls with what might also be relevant outside your company about the customers you sell to, right? And bringing all that data together. So, and then again, rationalize it, harmonizing it, it's a big task. But when we get there, the systems start working for us more than we're working for them. So, so just think about that. And now I'd like to just survey the room on where you all are at that level, right? So, we're going to try to do this electronically with the QR code?
Yeah.
Okay. So try doing that. See if that works. If not, we'll do a raise of hands.
And again, it may be a perception, it may be factual. It's
Right.
like
What's your
self-assessment,
sense on where you
honest.
are?
Yeah. Good.
This is cool. It's like a little horse race.
Yeah. Yeah, last year it didn't work because we were on the boat. This year it works.
When I'm
Interesting.
seeing numbers that don't end in 5 and 0, I know there's a lot of people participating, which is great.
Yeah, 46. Yeah, I think we're about there. All
Oh,
right.
it's good. Oh, I see. I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. That's great.
Yeah, see, so the spectrum is towards being savvy and proficient.
And this is not surprising, right? I would say this about practically every technology, that if you went on an evolutionary curve, most people are still in the beginning of the journey, right? And which is a big reason why we're here, right? To not only share experiences, but hopefully, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, facilitate collaboration beyond today's meeting, right? Because we're all, going down this path. I think I would venture to say we all aspire to be data-driven companies, but there's some work to do to get there. So I would have guessed we were right at that like level, 2 plus a little bit, and that's about where we are, right? If I had to average everything in, so that's great.
We'll
Thank
keep
you.
it open for those who want to have. But we have 3 minutes, Jim.
Okay, we'll wrap this up. Okay, so what does it take to be a data-driven organization, right? So today, the landscape today is you've got these enterprise platforms that could be, again, on the CRM side, ERP, and so forth, and let's just build it out, and I'll talk to it, right? So you've got enterprise platforms, you've got integration, and I know like we've got our friends from SnapLogic here, you've got data quality, which again, we've got, our friends from DQE here and even Mangabey on getting the data into these data lakes. So some of you already have, you're starting to put in the Snowflakes and the Databricks, and then making that available in your end systems, right? And I would say this is, again, it might be an oversimplification, but that's the essence of it. I've got applications, I've got to get the data together, I've got to get it into a data lake. I would probably need to do some cleansing, some enriching of the data to get to that picture that I'm looking for to make better decisions back into the applications, right? And there's some two-way communications here. What's preventing that is what I'll call natural friction, right? Natural friction in the organizations where you've got different groups, right? The folks that are heads down looking at data are not necessarily thinking about the end applications and where the data is going to be used, right? And the folks that are working on the applications are a step removed from the data folks, right? So and same thing with integration. This is my job. I integrate. Tell me what I need to integrate. And when we're all working together, where we're bringing the pieces together of like what's most valuable in the data and what tools do we need to make sure we can rely on that data to make the good decisions. And I know, again, from my conversations this morning about next best action and things like that, it happens when you orchestrate that, right? And you overcome some of that internal friction. And I don't know if we did the second. Okay, so, but again, think about the areas where you have friction. Is it in the data? Is it in the makeup of the way the company's organized? And again, not only are we here to help because we can help in all those areas, but connecting with each other, I think, will be helpful. So with that, that's really the theme, right? So our hope today is the beginning of an ongoing collaboration between any of you that want to continue to participate. So because I've been doing this for years. I worked for SAP for 10 years, and I realized that as much as the vendor talking to the customer might be able to provide value, customers talking to other customers might be the most valuable. Some of you are going down a journey that others have already been on that can help you, and we hope that today is the beginning of that discussion. So sharing best practices and lessons learned. If you've gotten burned and you're willing to share that so the next guy doesn't have to, fantastic. If you've gotten some great insights out of certain either processes or technology and you could share, fantastic. the idea is to crowdsource this, right? Let's all talk. And again, we're not going to get it all done today, but we're going to talk later about how do we continue this so that you guys can stay in touch and get inspiration again from others and hopefully make new friends along the way. But don't think of today as a one-time event that you won't see each other for another year. Let's think about ways to create collaboration and networking throughout the year.
Please identify yourself on this picture. I don't think that everybody is here, but it's a wonderful set of customers, prospects, those who are intrigued by the topic, who are here. Feel free to interact. That's the why we are here, is to interact, to learn from each other. And I guess with no further ado, we would go to the content sections. Thank you again for being here with us today. I invite Mike on stage, who will pilot the next section where we will have customer presentation. I will be in charge of changing slides behind. Mike, please.
Yeah, hello colleagues. So the idea of the next session, as Alex mentioned, we've split it into two groups. Like group number one is more related to B2B use cases around data, and the section number two related to B2C. I don't want to present anything, to be super honest. I'm more curious to listen to our speakers, but at the same time, I just want to kind of streamline this discussion, because our role here, honestly, is like more being your partner, more listen to what's happening, helping you with what you are doing. And that is why we are in the position kind of to have a benchmark, to understand, okay, what is the average picture? Because like we, of course, like we sometimes know a lot what's happening in each specific business, but like it gives us a chance to have an average picture. And talking about data-driven solutions, I would say like average, majority of this room, majority of our customers, mainly focusing on such capabilities like predictive analytics, like personalized recommendations. Some of you in this room doing the second one extremely successfully, I would say. Yeah, automated decision-making, which is kind of keep growing right now. Anomaly detection and dynamic segmentation. And again, some of you in this room doing amazingly successful, the last one. So, and we try always to measure, okay, what is the benchmark? Because like, we've keep been asked, are we performing well in comparing to other on the market? Are we like below the market? So we've tried to collect some benchmark, average benchmark of key capabilities of the data-driven solutions we are working on together with you. And we may say that specifically in B2B area, it looks like quite promising. We have like constant growing of promo conversion rates, like it's quite good results. B2B less maybe focused sometimes on lead generation, but still it's also keep improving based on the data we see on your end. Customer acquisition costs. That is one of the biggest achievements across this audience. Yeah, and customer loyalty is like always in focus, but in comparing to the three previous benchmarks, it's always like maybe not priority number one. Yeah, because everyone wants to have more direct monetization, but still it's kind of good benchmarks. So we've tried to say this is a capabilities we're working with you, and this is like average result. Now you can like see where you are within this journey. Yeah, and by saying this, of course, it's much more valuable to hear some real examples, to hear some real stories. So I'm inviting the next speaker because I don't want to take the stage. Yeah, and I would curious to hear some like real best practices.